Hi everyone, welcome to the rise and fall of zebra mussels in Lake Michigan. To introduce the species and issue, zebra mussels are known scientifically as Dracaena polymorpha and are an invasive species here in the United States freshwater systems. These mussels arrived to North America from European seas such as the Ural and Caspian Seas around the late 1900s. They then spread mainly due to human movement and other wildlife potentially spreading them around. To get a better physical understanding of these mussels, we will look at their length through a histogram. Zebra mussels are small creatures that are very hardy. From this histogram, we can see that they can range from 2 millimeters to more than an inch in length. However, the average zebra mussel is around 1.5 centimeters long. You might be wondering how these mussels are threatening other species in the Great Lakes waterways if they are so small. Well, these tiny mussels have taken over almost every major waterway in the United States. They have established themselves in the shorelines of every single state bordering Lake Michigan through sheer numbers and population. Each square on the stacked graph represents a state, and as you can see from 2013 to 2014, zebra mussels were found to be established in sites in Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and prefer to settle in the shallow shoreline of Lake Michigan since they were found in each state shoreline. Zebra mussels were able to spread so prolifically because of human interference. One such example is this image from Chris McCarris. This image from Chris McCarris of zebra mussels encrusting the propeller of a boat shows how they transferred around. These tiny mussels are able to hitch a ride on boat hulls and motors or other human products to travel throughout the Lake Michigan shoreline. This is bad news for the native inhabitants of the water. Knowing their small size and dense clustering, they are able to block pipes and other waterways, disrupting the natural habitat of native fish. Imagine these half-inch long mussels packed tightly together across the Lake Michigan shoreline. However, going back to our stacked graph, notice the sudden drop-off in zebra mussels after 2016. Where are those densely packed zebra mussels now? The United States Geological Survey was unable to find established zebra mussels in shorelines of any of the neighboring states. What could be the cause of the disappearance of the mussel that once covered the Lake Michigan shoreline? One potential explanation to this phenomenon is the temperature of their environment. Zebra mussels populated the Lake Michigan shorelines in the 1990s. However, lake temperatures have been rising in recent years. Lake Michigan reaches its peak temperature around July and August, and for the last decade, these peak temperatures have been around 20 degrees Celsius or higher. This is bad news for zebra mussels. Zebra mussels can be particular about their environment and even have a preference on which substrate they settle on. A study found that they prefer glass and PVC plates, two materials that are plentiful in the shorelines around big cities. They also do better in cool waters. As seen on the pie chart, once the temperature rises to 20 degrees Celsius or higher, the mortality rate for zebra mussels rises to more than 50%. This means more than half of the population of zebra mussels could die during Lake Michigan's peak temperature season. These high peak temperatures in Lake Michigan could be a reason for the sudden drop-off in zebra mussels, since it results in a higher mortality rate. However, this is not the only explanation for their disappearance. Another more popular explanation is the competition from other species. This competition mainly comes from a close relative of the zebra mussel, the quagga mussel, also known as Dracaena bajensis. The quagga mussel looks similar to the zebra mussel with a similar size and stripe pattern. In the spatial visualization of zebra and quagga mussel densities along major cities of Lake Michigan in 2005, the quagga mussels were behind the zebra mussel in terms of density within Lake Michigan. Among each of the major cities bordering the lake, zebra mussels had a higher density than quagga mussels. This can be seen by the darker blue color of zebra mussel densities in the shorelines of Chicago, Racine, and Milwaukee. However, this will not be the case forever. Jumping ahead 1 decade later, in 2015, quagga mussels have rapidly taken over. Zebra mussel presence is sparse among the major city shorelines in Lake Michigan, while quagga mussel populations have quickly increased. Quagga mussels have a higher density in the shorelines of Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, Sheboygan, and Manitowoc, seen by the deeper blue hue of quagga mussels in those areas. Now let's look at each species a little closer. Comparing the population within the zebra mussel species, we can see the severe decline in their density from 2005 to 2015, consistent with Figure 2. The same drop-off of established zebra mussels after 2015 is also evident here with the low density of zebra mussels. This loss of density can be seen in every city shoreline except for Green Bay, which had little density to begin with. Now let us look at quagga mussels. Comparing the population within the quagga mussel species, we can see the severe increase in their density from 2005 to 2015. This increase can be seen in Racine, Milwaukee, and Sheboygan, marked by the deeper blue. This high density of quagga mussels means more competition for resources with zebra mussels. So why did quagga mussels win this population war? Quagga mussels were able to win this silent environmental war with zebra mussels through their undemanding nature. Quagga mussels do not have a preference of water depth, unlike zebra mussels, which primarily prefer shallow water, such as the shorelines of Lake Michigan. Quaggas settle in deep and shallow water. This means that they are able to grow their numbers anywhere, winning the population war and taking resources away from zebra mussels. So what should we do about this situation? Zebra mussels, once so prolific in Lake Michigan, covering the shoreline in a scaly coat, have all but disappeared. We have discussed possible explanations for this sudden change, and each pose their own threat to the environment as well, such as rising lake temperatures and other invasive species. Keeping Lake Michigan healthy will take careful consideration, and it is now time to tackle the quagga problem. However, we can use what we have learned from the zebra mussels invasion in Lake Michigan. Since they are in the same family, they have a similar method of transference through human interference. Signs around popular areas of Lake Michigan telling boaters to check and clean their boats of mussels help the zebra mussel issue and can now help the quagga mussel issue as well. In addition, similar to those done on zebra mussels, studies could be done on quagga mussels to find substrates that they prefer and try to reduce them from areas of dense quagga mussels in Lake Michigan. These solutions can be possible with organizations and government bodies such as the Great Lakes Commission or the Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy. Creating informational signs around popular areas of Lake Michigan is a quick and easy way to decrease the spread of invasive species by stopping the method of transference, as people will check their boats and other products through awareness of the issue. Thank you for listening to this presentation.